Hello everyone, let's see this question. The reversible expansion of an ideal gas under adiabatic and isothermal conditions is shown in the figure. This is the PV plot given, and which statement is R correct? And the following options are given to us. The key concept of this question is reversible expansion of an ideal gas, or we can also say that reversible expansion. Suppose this is the beaker and it have piston over this. This is the piston over this. When the gas expands, this piston will be upwards. So this shows the expansion, and this expansion is reversible, means this can be compressed. So let us come to our question. They have provided us graph of P and V, that is pressure and volume, and they have said that this is the graph for the isothermal and adiabatic condition. And here the pressure is P1, volume is V1 and temperature is T1. Here it is P2, V2 and T2, and at this point the pressure is P3, volume V3 and temperature T3. So these are the things given in this question, and we have to check the options given whether which are correct, and if only one is correct or many are correct. So let us start from the temperature, as they have given us three temperatures T1, T2 and T3. From ideal gas equation, we can write, we know that it is PV is equals to nRT. This is the general equation, and from this we can find out the T, which is equals to the PV divided by nR. So we can write it in terms of T2. T2 is equals to the P2 V2 divided by nR. Whereas we can write this in terms of T3, it will be P3 V3 divided by nR. Now from the given graph we can see that this P2 is greater than the P3, as this P2 lies here and this P3 lies below this. So the value of P2 will be more. So P2 is greater than P3, and by this we can say that T2 will be greater than T3, because N are constant, and if P2 is greater than P3, then T2 will be greater than T3. So the temperature T2 is greater than the T3, and T3. And according to the question, T1 and T2 are at the isothermal, and in isothermal is a process where temperature remains constant. So T1 is equals to the T2, and by this we can say that we can replace this T2 with T1. So T1 is greater than the T3, but the option number 2 says the reverse of this. So option number B is incorrect, but the option number A says T1 is equals to T2. So option A is correct. T1 is equals to the T2. In option C, they have given that the work done in the isothermal is greater than the work done in adiabatic. So to find the work done in this, we will just check the area under this. This area is for adiabatic and this area is less as compared to the isothermal. Whereas isothermal have the more area. Isothermal have more area. So we can say the work done in isothermal is greater than the work done in adiabatic. So the option number C is also correct. Option number C is also correct, which says work done in isothermal is greater than the work done in adiabatic. And in the last, they are talking about the internal energy, whereas the formula for the internal energy is delta U is equals to NCV dt. And in the first process, which is the isothermal, we have seen that the T1 is equals to the T2. If we use this formula, delta U isothermal is equals to NCV T2 minus T1. This comes out to be 0 because T1 and T2 both are equal. So delta U isothermal is 0, whereas delta U adiabatic is a process where heat does not change, and isothermal was a process. I am writing here about adiabatic also. In adiabatic, heat change is 0, or we can say Q remains 0. And let us come to this internal energy, and for adiabatic it will be T3 minus T1. Whereas from this relation we have seen that T1 is greater than the T3. If T1 is greater than the T3, then this value comes out to be negative. This will be negative, and delta U adiabatic will be negative. So by this we can say that the delta U isothermal is more than that of the delta U adiabatic, because delta U isothermal is 0 and internal energy for the adiabatic is in negative. So the given relation in the option number D is also correct. So we can write here option D, delta U isothermal is greater than the delta U adiabatic. So in question they have asked for the statements which are correct. So option number first, the option first, and option C and D. These three are correct, whereas second is incorrect. So this was the whole answer. Hope you understood it well. Best of luck.